we are here with another Agent Hot Seat, 21 Questions with Alex Kuznia. How are we doing today, Alex?
Doing good.
Awesome. We got real estate agent with the Bcrew and sales rep with Mission Homes.
You got it.
So we got 21 questions. We'll kind of fly through these. First thing that comes to mind. You ready to go?
Let's do it.
Awesome. First question. What's your favorite way to start your day?
Favorite way to, I get up around 5 and try to get up before my kids get up, but they're like all over. Whenever the golf course is open is my favorite season, and get on the golf course be my favorite activity to do on my own. And lately, after dinner dance parties with the kids.
Yeah. Number 3, what inspired you to become a real estate agent?
I got a Facebook message from Derek Brandenburg asking if I was interested in becoming a real estate agent. And at the time, I even responded, no thanks. Thanks for thinking of me, though.
Really?
And then I started kind of thinking, like, man, the job I'm in right now, I know I'm not going to do it forever. I know I don't want to do this forever. So I just started thinking about it. And
here we are.
8.5 years later, here we are.
What's one thing you think every real estate agent should know or practice?
It's not a sales industry. It's a service industry.
Okay.
We don't sell homes. We help people buy and sell homes.
Right. If you hadn't been a real estate agent, what would you have been?
That's a tough one. Honestly, it's hard to imagine doing anything else.
Really?
Yeah, I've probably a couple of years in when maybe the market slowed down a bit, I even thought a bit like, man, what?
It doesn't pan out.
Well, yeah, what else do I want to do? And I even I journaled about it, which I don't normally do, but it was like kind of like some deep soul searching, and it was like, what do I want to do? I'm doing it.
What can be the most stressful part of the real estate process?
Some version of a transaction falling apart, where it's like, not only is this family not going to be moving into the home that they thought they were a week or two away from moving into, but now the people that own that home aren't selling it quite yet, and they're not going to be able to move into their next home, and you just think about like how many families' lives are impacted by that. And
Number 9, what's the best piece of advice that you've ever received about real estate?
Treat all of your clients like family.
Right.
Like, okay, if you were my brother, what would I tell you in this situation?
Right.
And just treat people like family. And yeah, at the sale closing, it's like, yeah, you need advice you need some landscaping work done. You're not sure who to call. Like, yeah, reach out to me.
Right.
I might not have the perfect answer for you, but I might be able to find someone who does have the perfect answer.
Number 10, name one bucket list item that you have.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the Masters at Augusta sometime.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the first thing you do if you won the lottery tomorrow?
I'd probably just invest it all. I'd pay off like any debt I have now, except for like the ones with a really low rate.
Yeah.
and I would invest probably 80+% of it.
Yeah.
And do a couple fun things. I'd probably go to the next Masters in a suite, but set a cool family trip. I don't even know what it would be, but I wouldn't spend a lot of it. I would try to use it to set up our family for the rest of our lives.
There you go. Good answer. Number 12, how do you stay up to date with the latest real estate trends?
Podcasts.
Okay.
Mostly listen to podcasts, but that tells you what's going on in the country. It doesn't really tell you what's going on here.
Right.
So like even if I don't have a buyer looking to buy a home today, or anyone that's hot, ready to pull the trigger on something right now, I still check the hot sheet every single day. I still check the new listings. I like to check what has sold in the last 24 hours also. Because if we're seeing a lot of homes that are selling 2-3 days on market, that's telling you what's going on in the market right now. If a lot of the homes are 120 days on market, and I look at the history and they've done 3 or 4 price reductions, that's also telling you what's going on in the market right now. So not just new listings, but also homes that actually accepted an offer.
Right.
And then also I like to hear what's going on nationally, because that's what, like, the people I'm helping, that's usually what they're hearing. So whatever you hear in headlines on Twitter or X, whatever, or Instagram, or on the radio, or in the news, like that's what people are hearing, and it might not apply to here, but I better know. If someone's going to ask me about something, I better know about it.
Right.
Or at least have an idea of how that translates to our market.
Number 13, what was the biggest hurdle or obstacle for you in becoming a real estate agent?
Getting experience. I still remember, if he sees this, he's going to know who. He's going to know I'm talking about him. But I remember a friend not using me to buy a home when he moved to the area.
Oh, yeah.
And I was not happy with him about it. But then a couple years later, when he was selling, he called me and he told me, he's like, you were brand new.
Right.
I didn't know if you knew what you were doing.
Right.
So I used someone else. Make sure I had good representation.
Makes sense.
And at that time, I was like, I respect that now. Like, it makes sense to me now.
Yeah.
Back then, I'm like, man, I'm trying to get started. Give me a break.
Right.
But you have to earn that break. Like, no one's obligated. Just because someone's a friend doesn't mean they're obligated to work with you.
Right. The most important thing people should look for in a real estate agent.
Good advice that I like when I run into someone in an open house or like someone who just calls one of our signs and just wants to meet us at the house, I give them the advice of like, maybe like you're hiring someone for a job, a really important job. Most people buying a home is the most expensive purchase they've ever made until they sell and buy their next home.
Right.
Like you should trust who you're working with and get along with them. So, if you're walking through 10 different homes it's a lot easier if you do it with the same person.
Right.
So they can just start seeing how you react. Like, oh, I love that kitchen, but didn't like that master suite. Now you walk into the next house and it's like, hey, this is a lot like that kitchen that you loved, but the master suite's different. How do you feel about that? So just like spending $500,000, $1/3 is a pretty emotional decision for most people. So using the same agent for all of your showings is important, but also you should get along with them.
15, what is the most difficult parts to manage during a buyer's and seller's market?
Like I mentioned 2021 earlier, that was like the toughest thing. Well, that was tough for buyers then because it was the expectation of like a lot of times we're coming in well over list price. And if you didn't we would have to worry about appraisals coming in low. So we'd have to guarantee extra money to get our offer accepted a lot of times. So home listed for 300, here's our offer of 320. If the appraisal comes in 20 grand low, we guarantee we'll cover that. Well, now you don't, like your $15,000 you saved up for your 5% down payment is no longer good enough. Like
right.
you need more than twice as much money as that to be able to guarantee that. Otherwise, you're probably not going to get the house.
Sure.
So it was a really weird question to ask, but meeting with buyers for the first time, I'd be like, do you have any more money? No. Can you call mom and dad?
Right,
we probably won't need it, but we can't guarantee it unless we actually have access to it.
Right.
And now we're at with sellers, it's like, if you don't sell your first week on the market, there's a good chance it'll be a couple months.
Really?
That's what's going on in the market right now. Like I mentioned earlier, checking the recently sold homes, a lot of them are like less than 10 days or 70 to 100 days. And
Right.
it's like very few in between.
If you could instantly master any skill, what would it be?
Brooke will laugh at this one. Being able to actually fix stuff at home.
Oh, yeah?
Okay. My kids will even, like, something breaks, they'll be like, Papa can come fix it. Like, not Dad.
17, what do you think the biggest misconception people have on the industry is?
Anyone who watches HGTV. Like,
Sure.
I always think about this when I'm walking into, like, a 1920s built home where the basement is like a 6-foot ceiling. You can never finish it because you have to crouch while you're walking down there. And every time I walk through there, this short hair is like a Velcro. It's like Velcro for cobwebs. So I just know when I go in those basements, like, hey, I'll walk ahead of you. That way the spiders end up on my head and the spider webs are all over me. I'll knock them down for you.
Nice.
And every time that happens to me, I think of like, this isn't what people think. Nice suits, $1 million listings, like, or selling. I've never watched Selling Sunset on Netflix, but like that's what people think it is. That's not what it is.
If you were to write a book about your life so far, name the first chapter.
Ooh. Like I should have listened.
There you go, right?
So yeah, like being in my mid-30s now, looking back at like my early 20s or my first years of being an adult.
Right.
Or at the moment I thought I was an adult. Now looking back, right. I was a child.
Exactly. We got 2 more left. Number 20, what is your perfect weekend or vacation?
Perfect weekend or vacation. One, there's going to be golf in there somewhere. It's going to be somewhere warm. I like getting away during the winter. Like,
sure.
The cold, it's fine. I can handle it. But yeah, I just got to get away a couple times over those 5-6 months.
Final question. What is the most rewarding part of your job as a real estate agent?
working with first time home buyers.
Okay.
I feel that owning a home is one of the most powerful wealth creators out there. So something I even tell a lot of first time home buyers is like, you're gonna like your first home. You're not gonna love it, unless you got a lot of money right off the bat.
Right.
But I like to show examples of like even a house we're gonna go look at. Let's look at the last time it sold, and oftentimes you'll see something like, all right, this house just got listed today for this price. They bought it 6 years ago for this price.
Mm-hmm.
Like that can be you in 6 years.
Right.
You buy it here, and in 6 years it's gonna be worth this.
Right.
So you've got your 15, 20K, 10K, whatever for your down payment right now. And how do people save up $100,000 for a down payment? How is that even possible?
Right.
If you're not even making that much in a year, you have all your other expenses. Well, you buy a home, just live there for a little while.
Right.
And
building that equity up.
And then seeing that power. Now I've been doing this long enough where I've helped a few people. I helped them with that first purchase, and now I'm helping them with the second purchase. And it's like, man, we can put 20% down on a $500,000 home. I never thought that'd be possible. And it's like, yeah, we had this vision 4 or 5 years ago. Right. Now we're here. It's cool to see. It's fun to see it happen. And by then, sometimes I didn't have any kids then, or one kid. It was 5 years ago. I had one kid then. So now I've got 3, and they have since gotten married and have a couple of kids. And it's like, that's the most rewarding part for me.
Alex, you survived the Asian hot seat. Anything else you'd like to tell anyone? Anything you're working on? Projects, open houses, homes being built? Anything going on?
I think I've said enough. I've done plenty of talking.
You've done well. Well, thank you so much, Alex.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was awesome. Thanks for sitting down with me. And until next time.
For sure.